What is up? Coming to you live from the cat house for the last time? Dun, dun, dun. Not the last episode of the podcast, but it's the last time we'd be emanating from the cat house. It's live. Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast, the Monday edition, the day before Doomsday edition, the November 2nd. It's already November. What in the world? Yes, and we are incredibly late. Episode 198. We're 2 episodes away from episode 200. Shocking, I say, shocking. Isn't that right? I have my wonderful son on my left. He's in his baby seat, facing me. My lovely wife is up opposite of me right now. Well, we're doing this from the kitchen table because we you can tell the empty cupboard behind me. We're moving. We're still in the process of moving. We're leaving the cat house. We're moving to the tiger's den. That's what I'm going to call it from the podcast. We're moving into the tiger's den. That's where we're going. Somewhere else other than here. Somewhere in the county that is orange. We'll be very, very close to work, and it's gonna be a much better place for the tiger. Rawr. Isn't that right, buddy? Isn't that right, big man? Oh, now you're all quiet, Mr. Tiger. So, in the past week, of course, yeah, we have Doomsday coming tomorrow. We'll talk about that more later. This past week, we got, and 2020 hasn't been all bad. We got the Mandalorian back. The Mandalorian has returned. And, 2020 isn't all bad for Los Angeles because in the week since we talked last, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Are you pooping more? You're giving me some really hard poopy faces, kid. What's with the faces? Oh my gosh. Do you not like hearing Daddy's podcast voice? Is that what's up, big man? Yes, I'm going to be focusing a lot on the big guy here. Hey, did you drop us? Did you share? Did you bake mommy and daddy a cake?
Baking cookies right now.
Baking a cookie. Lately, it's been more cookie-like than cake-like. You dads out there, you know what I'm talking about. But yes, the Los Angeles Dodgers, for the first time since I was 9 years old, they won the World Series. I'm happy for Los Angeles, but I was summarily annoyed that night because it basically meant that the baby wasn't get to get to sleep because East LA set the sky on fire. Hell, even Orange County, which was on fire, was apparently firing fireworks. It was pure chaos, typical of sports celebrations. And of course, Los Angeles, wouldn't be Los Angeles without a whole lot of chaos involved during a championship celebration. But yeah, it's good. I'm happy for all my buddies who are big Doyer fans. Like I've said a few weeks ago, I follow from a distance now. I don't allow the trials and tribulations of Los Angeles sports to affect my emotions anymore. I'm far too busy to allow that to happen. I checked in on the team formerly known as the San Diego Chargers yesterday, and they still chargered it up. I peeked in on the score, and they're like, oh, good, they're up 24-10. I'm sure they'll figure out a way to blow this. And almost as if the prophecy were to come true, I checked later, and they blew the game. I'm like, oh, see? I was a fan of them long enough to know. They excel at disappointment. See, and that's why I can't do it. But I'm happy for my fellow Dodger and Laker fans. They get to experience the joy. I was telling I told my wife, sports is just mostly heartbreak because only one team can win each year, and that means 29 other teams. Like in baseball, 29 other teams have to basically suffer while only one team rejoices. So it's 90%, 95% suffering, unless your team's cheating, apparently. Ha ha ha. But I think the big story from the Dodgers thing is how one of their players, Justin Turner, he tested positive for COVID-19. I guess the test came back during the game, so they had to yank him out of the game. And after they won the game, you see him march on out there. He's out there in the celebrations, sometimes wearing a mask, sometimes not wearing a mask. I'm like, wait a minute. We know he has it, but yet he's out there. He's out there. on one, I guess yes, the devil's advocate would say, well, he just won a championship. He wants to celebrate with his team, but yeah, at the cost of the health of the teammates or the teammates' families, who some of them were out there. I saw Clayton Kershaw had his baby and his wife out there. It's a whole lot of nonsense to me. I thought it was very odd. I mean, yeah, he shouldn't be excluded. The argument that, he can't be excluded from the championship. He was important to it, but is that more important than the health of the general welfare? As one of my friends stated on Facebook the other day when we were talking about this, like that just encapsulates America right there. It's like, I know I have it, but I gotta go celebrate. I don't care. MAGA. I don't know if Justin Turner's a MAGA, but it just kind of encapsulated. There you go. That's America 2020 right there. I have it, but you know what? Let's party. Yeah. The one image, he's sitting in the team photo around the trophy. He's sitting there right next to the manager. Both of them masks off. So it's just unbelievable. But of course the glow. Yeah, that's right, Ty. That's right. The glow from the championship kind of shined over this story. I feel like it really got glossed over. It got hidden in all the celebration for the Dodgers. That this guy totally put a whole bunch of people in danger, and I think they're just kind of keeping under wraps how many people he might have passed it on to while they were celebrating. I don't know if he was there during when they were blasting each other in the face with champagne in the locker room. I would hope that they would have, all right, here's a bottle of champagne, go blast yourself in the face by yourself. But it's baseball, so they probably didn't. I'm sure he was right there. They're all with their goggles on, blasting each other with champagne, which, honestly, I never understood that. What is the point of that? Hitting each other in the face with beer and champagne. I don't know where this celebration started, but now, and it used to just happen at the end of the World Series, but now it happens, every time a team makes the playoffs. Everyone, has to hit each other with copious amounts of bubbly alcohol. And it seems awful. I can't imagine, I know someone had their little goggle, their scuba goggles on, or their snorkel goggles on, because that stuff gets in your eyes. It seems unpleasant at best, horrifying at worst. So let's wind it back. Honestly, for all of us nerds out there, the more important thing that happened this past week, Mandalorian came back. Season 2, Episode 1. Frustrating all the Netflix people who like to have the entire series dropped on one day. Disney Plus follows the Amazon Prime model. No, sorry, we're going to need you to subscribe for more than 1 month, friendo. well, I imagine a lot of Disney Plus accounts were reactivated in the last couple weeks. And they're going to have to keep them activated for at least 2 months, because I believe it's 8 episodes again, and it's only going to be 1 a week. So unless you want to be patient and not look at social media for the next 2 months, you're going to have to pony up the $9.99 or $6.99 or whatever they're charging right now for the Disney Plus, if you're one of those defiant people who, I'm not subscribing to them, or I'll only do it when there's something I want to watch. Just, there's those kind of people. But, in this house, we got the year subscription. We've been more than happy with our Disney Plus. Have access to all that wonderful stuff, and then I'll be happy once I get my Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision, all when those Marvel shows really start hitting. That's okay. He can emote. I like his little emotes. What's up, big man? You didn't get to watch The Mandalorian. We waited till you were asleep, young man, because it was actually pretty violent. I'm gonna try to stay away from spoilers for those of you who have not watched Season 2 of Mandalorian. If you haven't, I feel like most people who are really emotionally invested probably made sure they watched it this past weekend. Or those people are probably like, I'm just going to wait till I can watch it illegally, or watch it by nefarious means. I'm looking at you, JT Polidor. Oh. But yeah, this first episode, let's see, how non-spoiler can I do this? You love Westerns? If you loved everything that was Mandalorian Season 1, you're going to get more of that in Season 2. It's just right away, still very Westerny, still very Lone Wolf and Cub. You still get a bunch of adorable Baby Yoda, and just more of the Mandalorian being a badass. If you're a big fan of Western TV shows, there was a really cool guest star, and there goes the pacifier. Gosh darn you, Ty. My son has been. Every baby does this, which is my understanding. They constantly test gravity by dropping whatever they have off the side of the crib, off the side of their high chair, off the side of everything. Oh, okay. Now he's going for the. You're going for the microphone cable, kid. He wants to take out the audio for the show. But yeah, no. If you're a fan of Western TV shows, there was a great a character actor played his very Western self. He was a guest star. He was a. I don't know if it was supposed to be. I guess it was a surprise to me. I don't do as much research, especially on these shows I love. I try to like go in sight unseen. That way, like both me and my wife can both be surprised, or I don't have to sit there and go, oh, I already knew about that. I knew about that. I knew that was gonna happen. I find in my old age, I'm just trying to enjoy stuff more. You know, like having a kid, I think maybe puts that into perspective. You're like, there's no need to go and find all the spoilers and I have to know everything immediately. Like, let's enjoy the show. Because you learn with a kid, it's about enjoying the ride. I'm not focusing on the minutia. Look at this cute little guy. Our little man.
Banana.
He's chewing on a toy banana right now. Being all cute and such. But yeah, Mando. Yeah, highest possible recommendation. If you have not watched it, if you cannot call yourself a Star Wars fan and not watch The Mandalorian, it's just there's all Easter eggs abound. I was being that nerd, telling my wife, "Ooh, that blah 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 blah. Explain." And I was happy to see when I was reading reviews the next day. I'm like, oh yeah, I totally nailed a couple little details about one of the little cool Easter eggs, and of course the end of the episode. Ironically, I didn't understand what happened in the episode until I saw the credits of who was in the episode, and I was like, oh, that's who that was. Important things. Oh, go watch it. Go sign up for Disney Plus. This is not an ad. They did not pay me to tell you this. I'm merely telling you this because if you enjoy Star Wars, you should watch the show. If you haven't watched season 1, what are you doing? Go watch it. There's 9 chapters of The Mandalorian available right now. If you haven't watched it all, go sign up for Disney Plus. Go watch it. It's awesome. It's a great show. It's everything that everyone who loves Star Wars wants it to be, and that's a bunch of nerds work on this show. Jon Favreau surrounded himself with a bunch of Star Wars nerds, and they just have put together an amazing Star Wars television program. Go watch it. It's great. So, tomorrow, I think only people in America watch this, but in the audio portion, there's people around the world who apparently listen to this, according to the SoundCloud algorithm. Tomorrow, here in America, it's election day. And I usually try to stay away from politics on the show. The first year, we made it a big rule. We don't see the T word at all. Honestly, it's because I didn't want executive producer Sam Zia to go off on a rant. That's honestly that's the God's honest truth why we really didn't talk politics on the show. for definitely not for the first year, because good old executive producer Sam Zia would have just taken over the show and talked for 40 minutes about everything political. I am a student of political science. I studied that in college, and at what I thought was the worst time in politics in the year 2000. The previous time we had a election that was questionable at best and ridiculous the entire time. I was like, well, I didn't think it could get any worse than this. 2016 said, hold my beer. And then 2020 says, oh, here, hold my piss cup. Yeah. The wife and I keep talking about it. I keep talking about it with my coworkers. We have no idea what to expect tomorrow. The buffoonery, the idiocracy that's been happening all around us. It's hard to fathom. for example, my boss at work, he's like, I have no idea what's going to happen for us as a holiday season, just in something similar where we just sell video games. We sell video games. He doesn't know how this election is going to affect it. He like one way or another, like he's like, oh, I can't even get a straight answer out of him. Like, oh, well, so if Trump wins, we're going to sell less or more? If Biden wins, we're going to sell less or more? Which is it, Bob? He's like, I don't know. I don't think he even knows, though, the answer. He just knows that what the effects of tomorrow, and heaven knows if we get a result tomorrow. Now, normally, in a normal election time, we usually have the result by the end of the night. Usually one person, one of the candidates concedes to the other when they realize, oh, there's no need to drag this out. Usually everyone's professional about it. I remember the very professional election that went on between Barack Obama and John McCain. John McCain may have been a Republican, but at least he had some dignity. He had some honor. Are you going to throw that water bottle? Boop, let's put that there. Yeah, it's been chaos. 2016 was pure chaos, and I expect tomorrow and then the coming weeks after that to be worse than 2016. One way or another. Whether if somehow Trump and his cult somehow steal all the swing states again by either voter suppression or voter fraud or whatever Russian support happens. Are there comments going on or no? Okay, because I see no comments.
No, because we're late. It might have been very late.
It's because I came on very late. It's already...
It's the day before election.
Everyone's very nervous, I'm sure.
Everyone's very nervous.
I see people popping in and out of like watching. I feel like now you are the one watcher right now, but... Dad, that's me. Oh, is that how you feel about the state of world politics, young man?
Yes, he does.
I have a lot to teach you, young man. You're gonna be a learned boy. Hopefully, we're not gonna have to be learning during some sort of weird civil war revolution nonsense. Yeah, the worst case scenario. I keep imagining what could potentially be the worst case scenario in all this. It's like, oh, if Biden wins, but what I read today is Trump is currently putting up walls outside the White House. Because is he just going to attempt to occupy the White House and rally his MAGA troops to protect the White House from the evil liberals who are coming to destroy their lives? It's highly illogical. Like even Bush the Lesser didn't wage this kind of a psychological warfare on people. At that point, people just didn't like Al Gore. Enough people didn't like Al Gore. And then Florida the election, and that's how we wound up with those 8 years. And then here we are. We've managed to endure 4 years of the orange Hitler, and he's gonna try to swindle and bamboozle his way into another 4 years so he can avoid going to jail. Because that's at the end of the day, that's basically well, one of my buddies was sharing a funny meme. It's like, if any of the Trump kids is gonna turn on daddy, it's gonna be Trump Jr. He's gonna be looking to plea out and get the least amount of jail time out of all those children. He seems like the most wormy or least faithful of them all. I'm sure Eric Trump will just be like, basically how what's his name, Moffat on SNL does a great Eric Trump, just standing there, barely able to process oxygen and the carbon dioxide. And it's insane. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. But the optimist in me is like, all right, the silent, rational people of the world have. Apparently, there's already been a record number of mail-in or hand-in votes cast. Over 93 million ballots have already been cast prior to election day. It's obviously pandemic. Hey, showing the kid, hey, look, daddy's on the internet. That's what daddy's doing over here. Mm-hmm. So, like, I can't. I mean, I'd like to think that the majority of those people who are voting early are on the side of logic and the side of like rationality. But as it was proven, there's plenty of people out there who are crazy and irrational. Where like if you've seen the video that was floating around of the Trump cavalry trying to run a Biden bus off the road somewhere in this country, I don't know if that was in Texas or somewhere. They're a bunch of crazy pants Trump supporters with their trucks, with their flying their Trump flags, were hitting a bus that I don't know if it had Joe Biden in it, but it was a Biden campaign bus. And they were trying to run off the road. If you had told me there was like 16 years ago, Republicans even thought about this, there would be subpoenas and lawsuits and all sorts of inquiries for this kind of behavior. But unfortunately, we live in this world where everyone who has no positive thought can just run rampant because their president does whatever he wants, so now all these morons think that they think they have presidential immunity. Now, right now, only currently the terrorist that's holding the White House, he's the only one who currently has immunity from all these crimes. And until he is hopefully removed tomorrow, I hope he's removed. But then, of course, yeah, they tried to set up the Supreme Court. That right now, the Republican game plan is. I think they're pretty confident they're going to lose the election. So they're going to fight the election and take it all the way up to the Supreme Court, which currently happens to be a conservative majority. And they will rule the election in favor of the Republicans, and we have 4 more years of corruption and greed and bribery and extortion and all the other wonderful things that the right apparently has embodied. Even though many of my moderate Republican friends are losing their minds at what has been happening to their party. It's been taken over by people who purely just want to win or just want to destroy or just help the rich get richer. Like you see, all the rappers who have come out in support of Trump in the last few weeks, that has been kind of horrifying for me. But honestly, it should be on brand because they are all very self-absorbed. They are all only focused on what they have. My money. These liberals going to tax my money? Oh, hell nah. And we want Trump to stay in office because we don't want to get taxed. Y'all going to get taxed anyway. Y'all need to get taxed. Was it my boss was telling about some misinformation him and his brothers had heard, like, oh, the liberals want to tax everyone who makes $100,000 or more. I'm like, nah. I'm quite certain that they want to tax primarily, the top 1%, those 12, trillionaires who try to control the world. They want to tax those guys, your Bezoses, your Bill Gates, your Elon Musks, your Zuckerbergs, these guys who are worth multi-billions, who find loopholes like their buddy Trump to not have to pay their taxes. That's where all the taxes is going to come from. It's not going to come from Joe Sixpack who makes $40,000 a year, and that's what the Republicans have done. They've tricked all these people who don't make that kind of money into thinking, oh, the liberals are going to first they came for my guns, now they're coming for my money. Like, no, buddy, they don't want your money. They want to take away. They want to chip away at Bezos' freaking giant bank account, where he's treating all the Amazon employees like slaves. They want to go after Elon Musk and his crazy ass, his crazy Lex Luthor ass. Yeah, they're trying to make sure that I don't know. You can go look up all the whatever infographics that ease your mind. But everything I've seen so far bothers me in one way or another. Things are not getting better for the people at the middle or the bottom. And I've been hanging around the mid bottom for the last few years, and it sucks. Everything is just, it's getting harder and harder. The wife and I, we're trying to find a house. We're trying to improve the life of our son. and everything seems to be working against us in that respect. And I can't imagine what it's like for all the fellow parents that I know out there, or even people like you don't necessarily need to have a family to be suffering from this. If you're trying to independently do your own thing, all my friends who are independent contractors who are currently like wondering about this whole Prop 22 here in California, if it's going to totally ruin their ability to be an independent contractor. All this stuff, it's just utter chaos. We cast our ballot over the weekend, and I was doing research on like all these props. I mean, I hate to be that cynical person. I'm like, yeah, the presidential vote in this era doesn't technically matter because there's enough freaking Democrats in the friggin' House of Reps that'll make sure that the winner take all state of California will go to Biden. That's not the concern. The election has always been won or lost in the quote unquote swing states. The states that are not always going to swing one way or another. The middle of the country that gets to about 5 to 6 states get to decide who the president gets to be, which is something that really pissed me off when I really got to wrap my brain around that in the various government classes I've taken over my lifetime, studying poli-sci back at Cal State LA, seeing the real minutia of constitutional law, going, what the fuck is that? Yeah, 20-something-year-old Dre was very disenfranchised with the government. I consciously did not vote for a very long time because of all the bullshit that I learned about how our governments work. Everything I learned in college, I was like, this is bullshit. I could not believe how everything operates. So especially, I always thought the presidential election was a load of shit because it's just all right. You can always have what's called a faithless elector, a person, the House of Representatives. That person from the House of Representatives, they don't necessarily have to cast their vote the way their district votes. They can just ignore it. If the district goes one way, the faithless elector will be like, nope, I'm going the opposite direction because I have blackmail on me, or I have financial interests, or I have whatever. You see, this is why I don't really talk politics. It's pissing off the baby. No, I just... But, the first time I actually got out and voted was that 2016 election, and I've been voting in every single election that I can since, because, you know what, it does matter. At least on the local level. Local and state levels, so you gotta start somewhere. While, like here in California, our presidential election vote may not necessarily matter too much. Everything else does. We have to... I was like, wow, doing that homework, being a dad and a husband, and that's me. I'm Dada. Yeah, buddy. I am the Dada. Looking at all the property tax stuff and all the other nonsense on the ballot, I was like, oh man, this stuff really... I used to think a lot of stuff didn't really affect me in my 20s. I'm like, this is all bullshit anyway. All the rich people can decide what happens. But we gotta vote. We have to, especially in the other parts of the country that really need to vote. No, Daniel, you didn't really miss it at all, because I started incredibly late. I started at 8:41 today. You did not miss the show. You're still on board. And you get to hear some bonus Tiger audio right here. Ba. Oh. Yeah, we had an incredibly late start today. Ooh. Yeah, I wasn't even attempt to try to put this kid to bed. He is really co-hosting really hard right now. He has a lot of strong political opinions, this guy. He is our son. Oh, you want some nachos, kid? But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Tomorrow's gonna be, the little dude is chatty. Time for a diaper change, buddy? Okay, we'll see you later, big man. Yeah, this little dude. Oh, oof. I think Mama caught a whiff of that diaper. Yeah, it's bad. Tiger's diaper is bad right now. We gotta clean the tiger cage. No, to flip to something more positive. Yeah, he is turning 10 months next week. That little dude, and he has just been he's been calling me dad to my face now, which has been like crazy that he's like doing the thing. And then we got this going on over here. We got phones going off in the background. But yeah, no, he has been looking at me in the eye and going da 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 da. He knows that this one is da da. I've been trying to get him to call Rosa Mama, but I have theorized that he calls her Gaga. So I've been saying that she is Lady Gaga now. She's Gaga and I'm Dada. Until he can really wrap his brain around ma. He has been. Da. Oh, see, we got the baby monitor over here, so you can hear the play-by-play of my wife changing the diaper in the background if that's being picked up by both of the mics. Normally I'm in our Tiger Corporation here. We like to call it Tiger Corp. Yeah. And Ty is the CEO of Tiger Corp. And so Mom is the CFO. Rosa is the CFO. She's the Chief Food Officer. And normally I'm the COO. I'm the Chief Odor Officer. Normally, woo, and I don't know if y'all can hear it in the background. Yeah, I got the baby monitor right here. So she's giving me play-by-play of Ty's poop. Lois and the Fat Man. That would be hilarious. Lois and the Fat Man. Yeah, no, it's funny. His poops have been getting smaller, more dense, and more stinky. Because he's eating normal food now. I make him his own egg every morning. He just dives right into it. He's like, screw this baby food. Give me the real food. He is truly his father's son. He does not hesitate to jump into food. He's just like, oh, nom. Yeah, so we've been giving him a lot more grown-up food at 9.5 or 9 3/4 months, and he just digs in. Yeah, he is eating solids. Oh yeah, eating eggs, eating cheese, eating little slices of tiny turkey, eating avocado. He has just been. He has been eating, and he is pooping. He is pooping human poops. He literally. I opened his diaper the other day. I almost took a picture of it because it looked like the poo emoji. He left a little poo emoji in his diaper. I'm like, I don't know how he did it. That's just a talent that cannot be. No, he has not had nachos. He was reaching for nachos right now, but no, he has not had nachos yet. He's moving up. Did we give him some chopped up chicken the other day? He's just like, no, give it to me. No, he had Taco Tuesday. He got to have his first bit of ground beef, and he was just like, he looked at us and smiled. He's like, only a little tiny piece of ground beef, put it in his mouth. He's like, He's like, whoa. Flavors. Daddy made the tacos with a bunch of flavors. Like he did a funny little look on his face, like, oh. Yeah, that's our little dude. He's our entire world. This little guy, and that's why I get concerned about the real world because I know it's going to affect him. But we're doing our best to protect him from all this stuff, and that's one of the reasons why we're moving to a different place. This place is not suitable to raise a toddler who's going to get in everything. So we're moving to a different place it's going to be a little bit a domicile be safer for him. A lot less rusty bathtub hinges or cracking walls. We're moving to a nice little place where he can run around, and I don't have to worry about him shoving a bunch of ants in his mouth or fending off a metric ton of mosquitoes outside. We're getting ourselves a new little place. We're moving a little bit away. We're moving a little bit away from where we're currently living. We're moving me closer to work. That was the other dual purpose. safer home for the tiger, and closer to work for me, so that way I can get home faster. I can get to work faster. Huh. Daniel Wong says, "Oh, let me know when you have Nia strollers. You can have a choice of 3 or all 3. Please take all 3." I will happily take. Actually, Daniel, I think I'm going to be a lot closer to where you closer to where you live. Oh no, sorry, Judy. We're not moving north. We're moving. We're moving the opposite direction. We're moving east. We're moving a little further away from all of our wonderful friends in the valley. We're not far away, but we're moving further away. Moving closer to work. Yeah, my gas mileage I will definitely go down from driving 45 miles a day to like 2 miles a day. That's part of the offset. Our increased rent has been offset. Yeah, I'm gonna be over there. I'll be close to where you go. I think where you and your family live, Mr. Daniel Wong. The wife has forbade me from revealing where we live. I've been forbidden from revealing where I live. Let's just say I'm gonna be very close to work. So we're gonna be somewhere in Orange County. We're somewhere in the OC, but not too far. I've said too much, but we are moving. Yeah, that's why there's an empty shelf behind me. This used to hold a whole lot of things. But yeah, I think Daniel, definitely Daniel. I think we're moving closer to where you are, because I know right now we live right where your wife works. I think your wife works down the street from where we currently live, but I think we're going to be moving closer to where you currently live, Mr. Daniel Wong. So like I said, next time when we come back next Monday with the podcast, we will no longer be in the cat house. We will be in the tiger den. Yeah, safer for tiger. Yeah, it's a nice. This little cottage that we live in, it was built in the 40s and it's like literally falling apart. Like if I were to remove some of the stuff over here, like I could show you that this wall is literally falling apart. Literally. Yeah, I can't have my son reaching into, like, once he's able to amble about and be like, ooh, look, drywall, nom. No, we don't want that for this guy.
Yeah, we both don't have pants.
Yeah, all right. I would like to invite you to the pants party. All right, someone's come back. He's a little happier. Nice. I could tell from the baby monitor that you were having quite an ordeal.
Oh boy.
I'm not sure if the audience could hear your ordeal, but through the baby monitor. But
oh no. Uh-oh. Oh no.
I sensed that. Yeah, I believe Daniel said, "Oh, so he's eating solids." Yes, he is. Tiger's eating solids, and Daniel has also offered. He has 3 strollers.
Oh.
He says, "Please take all 3."
Okay.
I think we can take one for now.
Yeah.
And as he outgrows it, we might go through another one.
Oh my goodness.
Because that's the other thing about this young man right here. I've just been doing Tiger Talk now because I'm like, I wanted to talk about something positive for a little while.
Yeah.
And what's more positive than baby?
Fun.
Yeah. Yeah. We're trying to save for a house in the future. Unfortunately, like I think for us, a house is we're gonna have to move out to the desert, and that's further down the line. But this guy, this tiger, like like I said, he's 9 months, turning 10 months next month. But the kid is the size of a house. Yeah, that's the other thing. He's huge. He is gigantic. Oh, you're going after the computer, Bubba. He's going after the computer. This kid is gigantic. Well, he had his first play date a couple weeks ago. One of my wife's coworkers had a baby roughly around the same time as us, and we did a socially distanced play date, and my God, they're 6 weeks apart, but you would have thought that Tiger was 6 months older than the other baby. He's a giant. He almost bulldozed this poor other kid with his butt. I mean, this child, he is huge. He is. He's not small.
He's not small.
Yes, he's 10 months old, but he's wearing 18-month clothes. He's just like, yeah. Judy says, "You're a boy for sure." Yes. Yeah, currently, yeah, he looks just like a lot of my baby photos. He's like almost like a spitting image of me. I mean, sometimes he'll make some faces where he looks like mommy, and he makes some faces where he looks like daddy. But he is clearly. It's funny because my mom had said, because before he was born, I had decided, oh, he's gonna keep mommy's name. He's not gonna get daddy's name. And my mom was like, oh, how are they gonna know he's your son? I mean, just look at him. It's not. It doesn't take a scientist to put us together and be like, oh, that's your boy. Future football, basketball player? I don't know. He's gonna be big. He's like we've been calling him bulldozer. So I don't know. Ideally, I would not want him to play football because I don't want my young man to get CT. I already have enough concussions in my world, in my poor brain. I don't want this young man to be picking up concussions. I'm not going to force sports upon him. If he wants to do some sports, I will show him the way. This is the way. I will show him, but I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to vicariously force my shattered dreams upon him. Like, all right, kid, daddy could never play basketball well. You're going to do it for him. Like, no. Like, if he wants to be a balla, a shot caller, then yeah, then I will support his endeavor. If he wants to play baseball, yeah, he'll play baseball. If he wants to play lacrosse, he wants to do it. He wants to go ride a horse. Whatever. I will support this young man as he develops his own little personality. I will not stifle him like I was stifled as a young man. Hashtag Dre's daddy issues. Hashtag Dre's mommy issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrestling. Yeah, that's the joke everybody said. Even like, well, because Rosa would work the Lucha Vavoom shows. Everyone say, "Oh, there's a future wrestler in there." Yeah, because I mean, he already has his wrestling name. If he were to decide, he could be Rey Tigre, King Tiger. He already has his. Mommy, I'm sure mommy would be more than happy to make him a few lucha masks. But also, just like football, wrestling is also an extremely taxing sport on the body. I don't want. I was like, this is just the overprotective dad in me. I am so crazy person overprotective of him. I see him and I don't want him to suffer like I do because I have, I got 2 bad knees, I got a couple bad ankles, I got a messed up back, and that's just from being stupid. I didn't do anything special. I wasn't a real athlete. I just was repeatedly stupid throughout life, and I'm just trying to make sure, please don't do dumb things like daddy. I don't want you to be hurting in your 40s going, oh my lord. Like the Rey Mysterio family. Yeah. Yeah. I know, because right now there's that's actually pretty funny. Because I feel like Tiger's gonna end up being way bigger than me. I'm already a tall guy, but I keep looking at this young man and I'm like, he's gonna be like 6'5". This kid, he's huge. He's gonna pick me up in a couple of years. He's already really strong. I swear he like works out while we're sleeping. He's like doing push-ups and pull-ups. Like, he grabbed the car door today, and I couldn't remove him from it. It took a great effort from... He's turning 10 months old, and he has the grip strength of a freaking Olympic weightlifter. He keep pulling himself up in his crib. He's like, hey, what's up, Dad? Hey, what's up, Mom? Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, he got to see his uncle... earlier today, and he grabbed Uncle Anthony's finger, and he's like, "Oh my God, his grip is so strong." I'm like, "Yes, he is strong like bull. He's a little superhero." Yeah, he's a little super strength.
Are we done?
Yeah, his legs are so strong. He basically almost kicked me out of the bed the other day. All right, you're done, Mr. Man.
Yeah, go to bed.
All right, he needs to go to bed.
Yeah, it's far beyond his.
It's way beyond his bedtime. Although, yeah, you see, those superhero jumpers that you got him, Judy, that influenced him into his superhero-dom. I'll be right there, Mr. Big Man. So we've been going here for a little over 40-something minutes. All right. it's time to go put a tiger to bed. And I'm not going to have my poor wife do it by herself. I'm going to go help out because, like I said, he's strong. He's wild. He's this child is powerful. He's strong. It takes both of us. Like, he's like 25 pounds. I'm like, it's like when I'm rocking him to sleep. Yeah, sounds like Bam Bam. Yeah, he's like Bam Bam. Yeah, he's like Bam Bam. I'm rocking him to sleep, and he's like kicking me and punching me. Like, oh, like, geez, kid. He gives like strong headbutts. He misaligned my jaw with a headbutt. It's like, geez, kid, I'm gonna knock a tooth out. But yeah, he is his father's son. He's just big and strong and wild and crazy, just like Dad. I have created a monster. But on that note, yeah, I better wrap this up. Thank you, Judy, Warren, Daniel. Thank you for chiming in. I wasn't sure if I could read comments today. Thank you guys for chiming in for this extra late edition of the podcast live here on Facebook. Thank you for watching. Make sure if you don't already follow us on Facebook, make sure to find us on Facebook and hit that like button and get the show live every Monday night at some point. At some point on Monday night. I'm still trying to do the show. It's episode 200 in 2 weeks. I have to reach out to people and see if anyone wants to Skype in for episode 200. You can always follow us on Instagram at DreGB Podcast. I posted up. I discovered one of my favorite Mexican wrestlers as a filter on there, and I posted that photo up. Our Facebook users and Instagram users got to see that. It was pretty funny. That's at DreGB Podcast. On Twitter, I'm still very active on Twitter. I've been doing a much better job of tweeting at DreGB Podcast as well on Twitter. And then all of our shows, I've been putting up a lot of gaming videos. I didn't do any new ones last week, but I recorded 2 gaming videos this past weekend. You can always watch those live. We have a separate gaming stream on Facebook, Dre's Geek Philosophy Gaming Stream. Go give that a like if you could be so kind. I stream live games whenever the baby's asleep. I'll stream them very quietly. Those videos go live on our game stream, but they are also available on our YouTube page, Dre's Geek Philosophy on YouTube. And last but not least, if you want to be an awesome patron like Daniel Wong, we have awesome patrons like him, like Ryan Tanaka, Art Solorio. Got to give those guys credit every week. They are patrons. They help keep this show afloat. Because it does a lot of podcast hosting and all kinds of stuff. It costs money. It's very hard to do this for free, but their valuable contributions help keep this show the costs down for me, so I can keep doing it and keep posting them on the internet. It makes things a lot easier on my poor brain, and I really appreciate them. And if you want to help them help us. Patreon.com, Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast. Exclusive posts coming soon. Like I said, if we get more patrons, I will literally go out and buy some video games and give them away to our patrons. So more patrons means more giveaways. Right now we can't afford to give away right now, but if we get a few more patrons and there's a little extra money at the end of the ledger, at the end of the day, I can use my position as a video game wholesale sales manager and pick up some games, and we can do some giveaways here on the podcast. So something to keep in mind. I found most people don't get to this part of the podcast on the on-demand version, but thanks for watching. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate whenever any of my awesome friends pop in here and talk to me and keep me company. In light of this pandemic, I can't have any co-hosts, but I appreciate you guys coming in and filling that seat and talking to me while I sit here and wax poetically. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week from the new place, from the Tiger's Den, the Tiger's Lair. It's going to be something involving Tiger. It's going to be Tiger's pen, Tiger's cage, Tiger's lair. Lair sounds better than cage. Yeah. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.